All right, here we go on tutorial 2. Now we're going to click here to continue. So the first thing we're going to do is changing the speed of clips. So before you begin, take a look at the project in its final state so you have a better idea of what you're going to create. I'm going to hit no here. So let's hit play here and take a look at it. And that's what you'll do. So we pressed play in the program monitor panel, which is right there, to preview the video. Next. And we aren't going to save changes to any of these because these are just the tutorial files. So I'm going to hit no, we're not saving changes. So the project has been reset to how it looked at the end of the last tutorial. And one of the most popular creative edits is changing the speed of your clips to create a slow motion effect. Let's say you want to slow down clip 3 to match the speed of other clips. Right click on clip 3 and select speed, duration, and the options menu. So clip 3, speed, duration. All right, right there, speed, duration. Pops up a dialog box for us. We want to change the speed to 50%. So 50%. And then we want to click on Ripple Edit and shift trailing clips right there and click OK. So the video track has expanded because it now is much slower, and so it's going to take up more time in it. So in the next section, you'll have the opportunity to reinforce your learning by trying a short speed adjustment challenge similar to the example you just saw. Click Next to continue the challenge. So try to use the speed duration settings to return clip 3 to its original speed. Use the hints below. So hint 1 says, think about how the speed percent affects the overall clip speed. Hint 2 says, what do you think the speed value would need to be to return the clip to its original speed? And it says, change the speed back to 100%. Don't forget to click ripple effect to make sure the adjacent clip follows it back down the timeline. So right click, speed duration, change it to 100, and then OK. So that ripple effect means that that clip moved back down the timeline. And when we first clicked it, it meant that that clip moved in order to insert it. So next, adding titles. Continue here. And again, we're not saving changes. So one of the most common ways to enhance your movie is by adding titles to help you tell the story. You can use titles to create opening and closing credits, or introduce unknown people and places. In this tutorial, you'll use the Essential Graphics panel to add an opening title to your project. In the application menu, click on Window Essential Graphics. Notice that this graphic up here is showing us about where to go, right? Okay, so Window, Essential Graphics. Now we've just opened the Essential Graphics panel over here. Next. So let's say you want to add an opening title to the beginning of your sequence like in the movie. The graphics are represented as magenta rectangles in the timeline panel. Enter the word title in the panel search bar and press enter. Again, notice that it's showing you exactly what you need to do. It's showing you right there, the little magnifying bar, and then you drag it. All right, so we're going to click that right there, and we're going to click title, enter, and we're going to find the title named Basic Title. They're in alphabetic order. And then using an animated graphic above as a reference, hold down the control and click and drag the title icon to the beginning of the sequence until its magenta clip snaps in place at the beginning of the V1 track. Here's our V1 track. Here's our basic title. I'm holding down control and dragging. There we go. I've got it there. Success. We just added a title. So you can edit almost any property of the title, from its color and font size to its position on the screen. Make sure the playhead is positioned over the title clip so you can see your title here. So there we go. Okay, so guess what? The name is actually under it and not on top of it, and I ended up pulling the wrong one. I'm going to hit Control Z. That deleted it, and this is the basic title. There we go. Drag it over there. Now we see your title here, which is what it says. So success. You just opened up editable properties for this title. Double click on your title here in the program monitor and change it to Returning Home. And hit Next. Next, we're going to look at adding titles on top of clips. So we're going to move the playhead to the beginning of clip 1. So playhead, beginning of clip 1. In the V1 track, video 1. In the Browse tab of the Essential Graphics panel, type lower third. Browse. All right. Basic lower third. Now we know it's the one above. And we're going to use the animated graphic above as a reference. Click and drag the title onto the V2 track and drop it directly above the beginning of clip 1. There we go. You see that? So drag here, I'm dragging it on, and there is above. All right. So next, back. Okay. Adding transitions to clips. So a transition moves from one scene to the next. The most common transition is a cut when one clip simply ends and another begins. But other transitions can help add elements of storytelling, like dissolving between clips to show the passage of time. In this tutorial, you'll learn some basic transitions to your sequence using the Effects panel. In the Application menu, click on Window Effects. No. So Window, Effects, Success. We have now the Effects panel open. So we have it right here in the panel group. The project panel is still there with all your media, but it's no longer the active panel of the group, and we can swip between by clicking. You can see Effects is still right there. There we go. You can switch between the panels by clicking on the name of the desired panel. So adding transitions, Effects. Next. You can add a transition at the beginning, end, or a single, or between two clips. Let's add a fade, also known as a cross dissolve. In the search bar, type cross dissolve. So transitions, search bar. All right, so in the Effects tab, here we're going to type cross dissolve. Be sure you spell it correctly. And you'll notice it's right down there and it's highlighted. We're going to click it and then until the yellow end outline covers the end of clip 1 and the beginning of clip 3. So there we go. We have both of them highlighted. Drop it. Success! We just did that. Next. In the next section, we will reinforce our learning by trying a short transition challenge. Next. Okay, transitions can be applied to titles. See if you can use what you've learned about the transitions to change the title so that they fade in and out of the sequence. Use the hints below if you get stuck. Hint 1 says, think about what kind of transition you'd use to create a fade effect. Let's open all of them. Hint 2, think about how you applied the cross dissolve to the video clips and where you'd place the transition in this situation between the title and the clip. Okay, hint 3, in the effects panel within video transitions, drag and drop a cross dissolve onto the beginning and ending of the titles. So we have cross dissolve, beginning and ending, so there, and there. Next. Success. So we have completed titles and we're going to pause this here.